And here we go.
In 5, 4, 3.
Call to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect.
We need to build a wall.
Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering day.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel.
No.
Put up your sword.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
Nothing is over! Nothing! You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them!
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples.
Everyone!
I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Away I must wander this wandering day.
To him finally being lionized in the prime and his prime. Fuck.
Do it!
Shit.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams end. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Luke went from being... Oh, no. Welcome, Slayer Nation. I have some great news for you today. I hope you're all doing great. Nope, that didn't work. One more.
You have failed me for the last time.
Welcome, Slayer Nation. I hope...
If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.
That is eating away at what you love in order for it to shine. And one man's vision is... Sometimes you don't have to make things better for them to be great again. You merely have to Okay. Hollywood continues to slow boil the culture and crazy. Well, right now, Spider-Man actor Andrew Garfield has stepped up and he's fighting motherfucker.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
And unbearded dwarves, but Prime didn't stop there. They stapled in intersectionality, individuality, biddiga-dig-bee, biddiga-dig-boo.
So it begins.
At my signal, unleash hell.
gentlemen, George the Giant Slayer.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Slayer Unchained. I'm your host, George Molho, and today is June 11th, 2025, in the year of our Lord. How are you all doing? I think this is going to be one of the most important streams we've ever done. Yeah, we got a lot of Hollywood news to cover, from crazy-ass Zoe Saldana naming her Oscar statue, which you'll find out in a minute, the final Superman trailer, and some more Pedro Pascal news. Seems to be in about every film that's coming out. Plus, Trump just signed or just finished doing a deal with the Chinese government, which I think is half good and half total crap. Love the president, but you want to be a good supporter and a great friend, you got to call the good with the bad. Plus, we had Elon apologize. It looks like the president's going to accept it. The riots going on everywhere. Scarlett Johansson's showing that she's got the brains to match her beauty. And we also lost Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys. He recently passed away. So we're going to talk about all of that. So let's get going. Let's bring him out here. We got Verbal Riot is joining us, as always. And we also have Tom from Midnight's Edge, Midnight's Edge After Dark. And he is already having a little fun.
The lotion on its skin, it gives me its sweater. Or it gets the rainbow stick again.
Yeah, there was a lot of news lately about Pedro, and it's just funny. And Mexican Iron Man's coming in, member for 17 months, and our producer. I signed you to host 5 migrants at your house. LOL. Cool. I'll call up ICE as soon as they get here. Ice, baby. And I couldn't believe this, but I saw it with Verbal posted this just a few minutes before it went live, and I was like, this can't be real. He's pulling my leg, but nope. Zoe Saldana says her Oscar statue is trans. I shit you not. And goes by they, them pronouns. We have it in my office, and my Oscar is gender fluid.
Are you really retarded?
Yeah, that's the other way of saying that. It pretty much is. And Verbal doesn't seem to be shocked by this.
At this point,
no, nothing.
I mean,
always that ends in Y in Hollywood, right?
At this point, man, like, look, I think they're making it like more obvious now that you have to kiss the ring, and that's what she's doing. She's kissing the ring. So,
which ring?
The ring that allows you to work in Hollywood.
The trans cock ring.
But is that it looks like a lot of them are giving. Hey, giggity. I was about to say something else. CC Karaoke's here. How you doing, my friend? Rim job's more like it. Okay, so the other day I told you, Verbal, when we were starting, about that espresso liqueur that my girl had gotten me. So because I liked it after on Sunday, now she got me this. So I don't know if this is good, bad, or crap.
Wait,
I don't know. I have no idea. She's like, oh, you liked it, so I'm going to buy you some more. I said, don't you understand?
Oh, she bought you more. Wow.
Bourbon, whiskey, gin, vodka. Have you ever heard of that?
All I understand is she's trying to turn you into an alcoholic.
I know. I think I agree with you.
or a chick.
I don't drink liqueurs.
Or she's trying to turn you to a chick.
You know what? Fuck the both of you. No, I don't know what this is.
I didn't say it.
She's gone on that. I heard it in your mind. You were great. No, I didn't.
You know what though? Again,
it's nice, except I'm not into liqueurs.
Throw it in your coffee,
I know.
Or mix it up with something,
I know, it's just crazy. We got Mad About Had a Member for 11 months. Hail to you. Finally seeing you live. Well, awesome. Hail to you. Good to see you here. Now, I think we should I think it's important. We need to talk about where the riots are at, because it's not going to stop, right? It's going to continue going. And if everyone doesn't realize, coming up this Saturday, they're spreading across the country everywhere. It's already started to happen. Like the ICE did a raid in Nebraska the other day, and everybody was fighting them. There's videos out about it. But one of the oddest things I find is, how we were told for 4 years that Biden's brain went from the basement all the way to the penthouse bar. It was brilliant. The media consistently told us, don't believe what your lying eyes are telling you. Well, they're doing the same damn thing with the riots. I swear to God that if CNN had been around in 1940, they say everything's going great in Germany. 99.9% of Jews are doing
They'd be all like, Hitler really has some good points that we should probably take into consideration.
100%. Imagine them back in 1965. They say, don't look at that bridge in Alabama that's burning. No one's beating blacks. They're just having a rave. I mean, that's CNN for you. They've just lost their marbles. So now they're doing Don't Believe Your Lying Eyes 2.0.
Don't believe the hype.
I like Public Enemy.
County police say that they have it under control. Carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. What did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot.
Video after video has shown that these agents are the ones provoking protesters and also making up, aggression by these protesters that later video shows people were not aggressive.
We are having an
Sorry, pause that a second.
targeting peaceful protests, people that are there to.
Yep.
All I got to say is if I was in a train of cop cars and some motherfucker was chucking bricks at the car in front of me, guess what I'm doing?
Yeah, I know. But you better prepare because Minnesota is also going to be ground zero. They've put
I'd
out
be
the
like,
map.
worry about my job later. I'm taking this motherfucker out before he kills somebody. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I understand. See, that's the thing that we talked about last night on FAFO with Ron Coleman and Mark Mitchell from Rasmussen Reports. As I was saying, the thing that they're looking for, and you can agree or disagree with me, gentlemen, the thing that they're looking for is another George Floyd. They're waiting. That's the only thing they have left. If the election proved they're out of ideas, nobody wants it. They can't sell a political platform to save themselves. So they have their fifis, and all they have are optics. Don't you think, Dante, that they're looking for George Floyd? They want ICE or the National Guard or the Marines, a cop to do something bad. So they go, see, we told you.
I mean, it kind of feels like it, man. It feels like there's, I don't know, like this is all a setup. Like this is all, and from what I've been reading, man, there's been like a big push on the Democrat side to like kind of get this going. I read reports that people are bringing like people on the Democrat payroll are bringing in like riot gear for the rioters and things like that. So I mean, it seems very orchestrated.
It is. I actually have that here. We'll get to it in 1 second. Let me finish this and I'll grab it.
Protest. The president is sending the National Guard because he doesn't like the scenes. He doesn't like the scenes of people peacefully protesting.
Unrest is isolated. LA is home to millions of people, most of whom are having a normal day here on Sunday.
You've heard reports that there are riots on the streets of Los Angeles. That is not what's happening across the city of Los Angeles.
Governor Newsom's right. There wasn't anything like a riot happening on Friday, Saturday.
We just witnessed a protester thanking a National Guardsman for his service here in California.
LAPD, by most estimates, had this under control last night.
No, I don't think the National Guard is needed now. Things in LA are calm. There was a protest that got a little unruly late at night.
There have been no violence where anybody that was protesting hit anybody, shot anybody, threatened anybody. Nothing has happened.
What is just a bunch of people having fun watching cars burn.
Most of those.
Have you ever heard that before? Just a bunch of people watching cars burn? That was a new one for me. Tom?
Nope. I mean, it's just like roasting marshmallows, ain't it?
I know, but I've just, the level of cringe that they've gone to,
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I mean, that is pretty dumb.
People
They're just peacefully watching cars burn.
Right. It's insanity. I'm looking for that clip that I had pulled up here.
The next they're going to be like, they're not really attacking anybody. I mean, they're only really attacking the police officers who are provoking them.
The funny thing is you actually have had local news have stated that. And it's something Savannah Hernandez has called out, showing how they don't care about that they're cops. They're like, it's okay. Well, they're just officers. Well, let me show you what officers have been going through. Till I find that other clip. I want people to see this is inside inside the vehicle.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's not. It's not pretty. There's multiple. I can't
And I
even.
don't understand how some people can be all like upset with the cops and the National Guard for doing their jobs.
Yeah,
right? Like,
I
I
agree.
don't understand. And actually, they're kind of taking it easy. Like, if at this point, most times they'd have just started beating people or pulling out, like, you know, the whole riot gear and just taking them out. Like, I don't understand. Like,
I agree. I agree with you.
But I'm not there, so I can't speak to that. So
The thing is we have video everywhere. Like an example, it's something that we've talked about many times before, is how when you have communists or Marxists, when they want to use you, you know, they'll say, like, they did that whole intersectionalism that we've seen that's crossed through Hollywood. This is one of the reasons why I talk about Hollywood culture and politics, because they're melded together, they're fused together. We just saw Zoe Saldana in that article, you know, she calls her Oscar trans. You know, it's got they, them pronouns, but that has impact. And those same people who are sending out that message are the same ones who help fund a lot of these charities. They send their donations to these charities, which are DAPs, and they act like these umbrella corporations. And all of a sudden you have boxes of ballistic shields and ballistic helmets, which get dropped among the rioters. They have riot gear. You're going to tell me how, you know, one thing I want to know, how do people riot for days on end, Dante? Don't they have
because
work?
a lot of them are paid.
They're paid.
A lot of them are paid rioters, man. People can't afford to just riot every day. I mean, not people with jobs.
Democratic Party.
No, they
dude.
can't.
I mean, do you know how expensive it is to live in LA? Like, do you think like people who live here can afford to like just take days off to fucking do this?
No, not at all. And then you have Karen Bass, your beautiful, brilliant mayor, who
she's doing whatever she can to hold on to her job, man.
The other side of this is how many of these folks are actually just benefiting from some sort of government aid in one way or another.
Well, yeah. Well, and then there's that too. Yeah.
Well, yep. You have a lot of the foundations like the Million Jobs.
I'll put it to you this way: nobody worth a damn is out there rioting and protesting.
Correct. I agree with you.
A week ago, everything was peaceful in the city of Los Angeles and in all of the representatives behind me in their cities as well. Things began to be difficult on Friday when raids took place. And it's important that I begin there because that is the cause of the problems that have happened in the city of Los Angeles and other cities.
So criminals commit criminal acts, but confronting them causes them to commit more criminal acts. So that's why they're not criminals. Is that what I got from that?
Pretty much. She's what she's saying is, you know, we know what we're doing is illegal, but how dare you stop us? Right? Like how dare you put an end to this?
And of course,
there would be no violence if you just let us commit our crimes.
Yeah, please just let us go ahead. Because what I heard,
saying.
what I heard from it is like, we're just going to continue. You stay here. We're going to continue doing what we're doing. Bass is around.
The other end of this too, though, is the fact that it's not even just the rioters. Is you have, you know, county and city cops who are like being told one thing, and the government, you know, and then the federal government doing the other thing, right? So you have the cops even at odds with ICE and with, you know, the military because they're being told something completely different. They're not being told to you know, take care of the situation. They're being told to let these people do it.
Right. You just had the Seattle police chief who said he's told all his officers to basically stand down. They're not going to help ICE at all.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so you have that end of it where now even the cops are at ends or at, you know, at odds with
their bosses,
the military and the National Guard and ICE.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're going to get into the Hollywood and what's going on in a second. I just want to, because we're going to go back to this because it's important. Because let me tell you, there are protests scheduled this Saturday all across the country because they want to try to provoke something. They want to be able to turn President Trump's birthday plus the military parade, that they want to turn it against the people.
Well, and there's a reason why they keep insisting that, California is just the beginning, right? They keep saying that because they want other cities, other states to follow suit with what we're doing, and other sanctuary cities or states, I should say. So that's why they keep on. There's this emphasis on, hey, if they take California, they're coming for you guys next, New York. They're coming for you guys next, Illinois. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and the sad part is it's all they got, right? They have nothing else to go after Trump with, really. So this is it. And how weak is this, right? Like, this is the weakest sauce. And you're 100% right. They keep forgetting that they're the minority here, right? That Trump won by the majority, really, if you take a grand look at it. And they tried to argue their bullshit by counting votes for 10 days after the fact, but it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, it was pretty much a landslide. The people had spoken. This is what they wanted. They want, immigration reform. They want these illegal immigrants out, especially the ones that are, violent criminals. Yeah. Right. And that's the other thing. And Verbal brought up an actual point that was worth looking into. And I did a little bit, where he had said something about reports of people that were being, deported to the countries that they don't even belong to.
Right.
And what I found out from a lot of these cases was, and not all of them, but a lot of these cases was basically that they were getting sent to these other countries because the original country the country they originated from wouldn't have them back.
Oh, from our conversation last Wednesday. Yeah.
So like, it's that's the only thing I found. I found a handful of, maybe that you can make as an argument as a mistake, but a lot of those they're in the press and they're being talked about. So it's not like they're probably not getting attention. At the end of the day, though, this is the most weakest sauce to come after Trump with, because it's like, oh, so you're mad at him for actually upholding the law. Right. Okay, so part of that could be made an argument. Well, they haven't held up the law for how many years? And granted, yes, who's allowed this? Most of the places that have this problem are places that use slave labor, basically, or whatever you want to call it, because it's really what it is. When you're paying these migrant workers like what, $1 a day?
Yeah,
to do this shit.
Also
under the table. Shit? Yeah,
you're getting paid under the table. So
on top of it all, exactly. Yeah.
And this is why this website has been set up. So both of y'all prepare, but I'm also telling it to everybody wherever you live. You can share the state that you live in and we can look at it, but the website is No Kings. So this is what they're planning for this Saturday, and here's the map. We rise up, blah, 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 on June 14th. When I was looking into this, is going to be 10 to 15,000 in Minnesota, 10 to 15,000 in Michigan. They're going through all 50 states.
And what they're going to do is they're going to block traffic. They're going to make it very inconvenient for people trying to get to work.
That to me is the bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not what protesting is about.
No. But they want to see. That's why I believe they're looking
That's
for.
fucking terrorism. And I'm
they're trying to provoke a fight. They're trying to provoke violence.
Well, they're going to get a fight sooner than later. That's the problem.
They want a Floyd. I'm telling you, they want something they can put on a poster board, run 24/7 as a Floyd.
Oh, you're right. No, they absolutely want a George Floyd. They want a martyr. They want somebody that they can, and they don't care who they have to sacrifice.
Nobody. You know what they want, really? I hate to say this, but I was talking last night again with my girl, and I was saying, you know what they really want? They want the death of a child on camera. That's what they want. A kid. They want.
They either want a martyr or they want a Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
Right. They want a face of evil. They want someone they could point to, right? Besides Donald Trump, someone white, someone male, of course. Yeah. They want that person to do something stupid.
And of course, we also had to hear finally from the Fourth Wave Radical Feminist Brigade with their pallet of Energizer batteries in the back bedroom and the intersectional vibrators that come in colors from black, brown, yellow, and white in case the Ritalin runs out.
You know what's so funny? Everyone who felt comfy enough to out themselves that they voted for Trump back in January, they're dead silent right now.
No, they're not.
I
Apprehending
know.
them and taking them away from their families and their jobs and the lives they've built here doesn't bother you, then you're a bad person.
And maybe they should have done it legally.
I care about your opinion.
I say this in the most disrespectful way possible as a first generation American whose parent is not from this country. If you got here and you got papers and you agree with what's going on right now, fuck you.
If you are a resident of Los Angeles, California, and you have a large platform on this app on the internet, and you have decided, you have made the conscious choice to not speak out against the ICE raids that are taking place in this city right now, the attack that Los Angeles is feeling in this moment, if you're not sticking your head out for your own community, the city of Los Angeles in which you live, that you benefit so much from, if you can't do that,
Can you finish your statement?
you do not deserve your platform, and maybe you should fucking move.
I don't know. You should ask where those
You know what?
benefits
I bet
come
you that
from.
bitch isn't even from LA. She's probably some fucking transplant from somewhere else.
How many of them do you think are from LA?
Oh, probably none of them. Guaranteed. These are all transplants.
Okay.
Well, what bothers me more than anything is most of these people that are pitching a fit, they're not pitching a fit for the reasons that you think they are, at least the reasons that they're presenting. We all know the real reasons they're pitching a fit, because we've heard all of them say the reasons on places like The View and other places. It's like, who are they going to get to clean their toilets? Like, that's what they're worried about. Like I said, and I know people are poking fun at what I said, slave labor. Like, yes, I get it. They're technically being paid, but
yeah, they're serfs.
In a lot of cases, these people are more or less prisoners because they're being like manipulated and blackmailed and all sorts of other shit.
But also
into situations where they have to take this type of basically non-payment for their work.
There are some slaves who actually got paid, but that's the point. Not enough to live. Right? That's what slave labor is. That's a thing.
And you're still kept like in a situation where you can't necessarily leave, right? Like that's the whole other point is like, so how many of these people are trafficked in? Like they're not even bringing this shit up either. It's like these are the conversations we should be fucking having right now.
But also, here's something they don't talk about, because I live here in LA and I see it like with my own fucking eyes. Is they pay them slave wages. These people are living about 10 people to like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
we have the same problem in the Dells, yeah.
Maybe a 2-bedroom apartment. So these people are literally living like slaves.
I agree with you. I mean, we see their stories. That's why when you hear these women talking, it's insane. We'll hear one more second and then we'll jump
But
to
being undocumented isn't a crime. You're just racist.
Well, actually, it is a crime. I've seen
it
this
is.
go-
It's
I've
literally
seen
a fucking crime.
If you cross, because one is civil, but if you do cross illegally, cross the border, it's a federal misdemeanor. If you do it again, it gets escalated up.
By the way, we're not the only fucking country who has these laws.
Oh my God.
We actually have the most lax laws of most countries. Sorry, go ahead, George. It's
No,
probably what you're about to say.
you're right. Yeah. You were saying the same thing I was about to say. So go ahead.
No, I was just saying, go ahead. You were about to say the same thing.
I was. I was. I was like, we have the most lax laws in the world. And before 2012, Europe had some of what many on the left here would consider to be the most stringent. Or it was a 2008. You know, before you had the whole 2015 wave of Libyans and Syrians and people pulling in by the millions into Germany. My mother was born in Germany, right? And years, we're talking 2 decades ago, she wanted to apply for German citizenship. It's like, always, she just wanted to have it. And they told her, no, it doesn't matter that you were born here in Germany. Do you live here? Do you do anything? I'm like, no, okay. So we have the most lax laws. And these people are complete idiots.
See you in hell. Mwah.
See you in hell?
I think it's important to remember
Wait, that means she's going to be in hell? Okay.
Probably.
that though what Trump is doing in LA is absolutely deranged and incredibly fucked up, it is an act of desperation. The people behind all this, though it may seem very calculated, are not smart.
California does not really belong
Oh,
to
here
the
we go.
United States. It belongs to Mexico, and we stole it from them in 1850.
We didn't steal it, motherfucker. Pardon my language. We conquered it. Mexican-American War. And we signed a treaty in 1848, and we paid $15 million for it. I want a refund. Sorry. That crap drives me crazy. Here's the video, by the way, of the ballistic helmets being dropped off. Oh, it chaps my eye. Now everybody is doing that line all day long. California actually doesn't belong to America. It belongs to Mexico.
They are just determined to make civil war pop off in one way or another, aren't they?
Yeah. Here it is.
To describe where it just feels like something's going to happen.
You see those helmets? They're called bionic masks with their ballistic shield.
And you're waiting for
Bionic shields, right? I looked them up. There's $65 to $85, depending which model you get. And there are hundreds of these being dropped off per block.
for it to happen.
Honestly, I'd be following who's dropping them fuck off.
Right. See, I think that's even more important than the rioters, the people who are funding all this. How do you get rioters all of a sudden start wearing $500 worth of riot gear?
Yeah, I want to know who to sue.
No, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I think they're taking their time. I'm going to put my faith in them that Kash Patel and the DOJ are doing an investigation. Yeah, it's not only Soros. Soros actually, in this time, is one of the small cogs, and I talked about it last night. You have multiple organizations that are involved. It's you can go watch that live stream last night. Was the premiere of FAFO. Now I want to show you one more thing before we get to Hollywood and have a little
I mean,
bit
if they're being shipped by Amazon, that's a good question.
well, of course they know, but it's who's paying for it.
That's why I was being.
Yeah, no, I know, but that's the thing. That's what drives me crazy. And then I have, wait a minute, I bookmarked it. I called it, the moronics insurrections. Here we go. Here's one of them. Morons coming up.
This was New York City, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours. Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! ¡Suelta nuestra gente!
What's the windblower for?
Just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back at those men. If you have fucking blower, bring it up! Push it back! We will not do 1992 again with your fucking tanks! I was 12 then! I'm 44 now! I will die for my fucking kids! And all of these young people are here!
Dude, just wave a donut in her face and just get her out of here, man.
They do realize that Mexico was basically formed by the Spaniards taking over and raping and pillaging the Indians, right? Like, I mean,
It's nuts. It's nuts, brother.
I'm not even into history, and I fucking know that. Like,
Well,
what the hell?
These aren't the smartest people.
That's what I'm getting. Like, Jesus Christ.
It was the 1848 Treaty of Hidalgo to finish the Mexican-American War. We signed it. We took everything. We already whooped their ass, and then we handed them $15 million on top of it. The worst thing.
Jesus Christ.
I just wish that woman was as serious about diabetes as she is about fucking wasting people's fucking time with this shit.
Yeah, according to this, it was because I'm not wrong. So
yeah, I say first deport all tortas. Like her, we gotta.
No. He look. All the illegal hot Latinas can stay as long as they want.
Big
Long
booty
as they
Latinas
want.
get a pass. Yes,
They get carte blanche and all
they
of
get a
this.
green card. Ultimate, just let them through.
Neville E. Clay Thompson is correct. This is what I was talking about last night. Neville Singham is a tech millionaire. But here's something else I discussed. Thank you for that, E. Clay Thomas. One of the charity organizations, and I'm waiting for Trump and the rest of Trump already knows. I'm waiting for the rest of the country to catch up. I hope y'all do too. Anybody who uses Facebook, Meta, Instagram, you are currently funding your own destruction. Zuckerberg and his wife Chan, right? They are funding a third of this through one of their foundations. I was chasing it up after what Data Republican had shared. Brilliant work, by the way. And I dug into it, and I was like, so Zuckerberg and Chan are funding this. You got Neville funding this through multiple different organizations. Now, whether that they're going to probably say, well, we don't know. We give a bunch of money to our trust fund, and don't buy any of that crap. The most important thing that I found, as we just heard from the diabetes and yoga pants there, was that the president of the Mexican Senate, right? The president of the Mexican Senate, come on, X, here we go, says that he wants to mobilize, and he put it on the Senate floor for taking California back, but they didn't explain how.
Yo estuve en la Torre Trump cuando decía el presidente electo Donald Trump estaba 16 días de tomar protesta por primera vez como presidente.
Talks about the first time he met Trump in the first term.
Y yo dije, si hacemos el muro, sí lo pagamos, pero lo hacemos con el mapa de México en 1800.
So to cut a long story short, because it's not in English and we have to do the captions, he was explaining how when he first met Trump, he's like, yeah, of course, Mexico will pay for the full wall. And he put up a map, then we want all of the original Mexico back. And so today he put up he sponsored a bill in the Mexican Senate to look for a solution to get California back by one means or another. I'm like, what are they going to do? Mexico's going to go to the United States? I mean, it's
You
like,
can't even keep your own fucking country together.
you know what they're pissed off about, Tom? It's the fact that President Trump said that he wants to put a 4% tax on all remittances going to Mexico, because Mexico survives. 70% of its economy survives on about $65 billion a year it gets from people here who send the money over there.
And the rest is probably cartel money. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is really why I believe everything ramped up today further. Because CNN, now remember, this is CNN, Dante, put out these numbers for how popular this is with Trump and among the nation. So you know it's at least got to be another 40 to 50% higher.
Start off on the fact that immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group.
That's a 40-point swing. I'm just saying that, you know, it's got to drive them crazy. Now, as we move towards Hollywood, we also had Rim Job Kim. She jumped out on the bandwagon. You know, Kim Kardashian.
Of course.
She came out. Rim Job came to spit out something. And she says, when we're told that ICE exists to keep our country safe and remove violent criminals, great. But when we witness innocent, hardworking people being ripped from their families in inhumane ways, we have to speak up. We have to do what's right. Growing up in LA, I've seen how deeply immigrants are woven into the fabric of the city. They are our neighbors, friends, classmates, coworkers, and family. No matter where you fall politically, it's clear that our communities thrive because of the contributions of immigrants. We can't turn a blind eye when fear and injustice keep people from living their lives freely and safely. There has to be a better way.
This is only happening in places where it's in high concentration, right? Like, it's not happening where I'm at.
It's going to be this Saturday. They are in 15, 16.
No, I mean the raids.
Right.
themselves.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, the raids.
I've never seen an ICE agent anywhere around, even though we have what I would say two pockets of areas in Wisconsin where, like, the Dells, and there's this one town, I'm not going to say the name.
Yeah, I know.
But they have a bunch of factories, and they bring in a bunch of Mexicans to work at these factories in low fucking wages. So the whole town has become basically like Little Mexico is what we call it.
Okay.
And if there was any areas around here that were going to get raided, it'd be those two areas probably. And that's about it. I don't even think Madison probably has enough of a population that you'd have to worry about an ICE raid. But I'd be surprised, unless there's actually somebody hiding out who might be a real potential threat, right? I mean, and you'd think that's what they're going after first, is anybody who has, like, you know, clearly criminal activity in their past. Like, and that's the other thing is, like, how many of these people that are being taken, that's the thing I keep noticing is there's people that, with all these sob stories, and then, like I was saying before, you read into it a little farther and it's like, well, wait a minute, they have a criminal record. That's why they were taken back as, and that's it. It's more to do with the fact that they were an illegal immigrant, but okay.
I agree with you. Yeah, it is Spanish, not Mexican. Did I say Mexican? Well, that would be my own faux pas.
I may have, but
no.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So the thing is like the whole thing that sparked this off, if you go read what ICE has released, is they were the first raid that they did in LA was against a business that they had traced that was funneling cartel money and drug money and had illegal criminals. Oh, we have someone here who's joining us for the very first time. We have Vera Vanguard. How are you doing? Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I feel like I'm walking in on a very serious conversation with a bunch of puppets and
okay, we need it. We need it. You know what? This is actually a great point to start talking about Hollywood. But I wanted to, we'll have a palate cleanser first. Let us cleanse. It is because the rest, basically, I was going to go through some more of these Hollywood celebrities, but they pretty much are saying the same thing as Kim. Identical. You had a trans producer of The Acolyte, Jen Richards, said the same thing, said the cops hit her with a rubber bullet, and you had Jimmy Kimmel and blah. And then you had singer Pharrell, who says, if you voted for Trump, don't buy his music.
Well, and then you actually have some celebrities that were out there protesting, like Jodie Sweetin, who was getting pushed around by the cops. I think I posted it on my X yesterday, but it's all for show, man. All of this is a big show, and I think, especially for the celebrities that are getting involved in this shit, right. You know, there might be one or two like Latino celebrities that might be very genuine about this, but I think everybody else is just trying to get their soundbite, their moment for social media. Gotcha. It's just really hard to take anybody serious, man, in Hollywood who's like a part of this.
You know who I'm shocked is where's Jenny Ortega? I expected Jenny Ortega to come out at some point.
You know what actually was funny? I don't expect her to do stuff like this. Like, it's weird. She's what I call one of the smart ones.
But didn't she do that? No, that's not Jenny Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. She's pretty smart about how she does her business.
It's not Jenna Ortega. It's the other actress. She always reminds me they have a.
Rachel Zegler.
No. She's history. She's trying to smoke her toenails to do anything to like pray to God or bald to get her back in the showbiz. No, I'll remember her name in a minute. But this I thought was a good palate cleanser. It looks like Krispy Kreme made their very first movie. The Jelly Roll Jiggle.
Woo!
Wait, what?
The Jelly Roll Jiggle.
Oh, what the hell are we watching?
Honestly, I'm impressed.
I kind of am. I am too.
Move. Come on.
Wow.
It's for college. Come on. I just remember growing up that the cheerleaders
had to be hot.
Hot, yes.
Yes. Perfect
word. Yeah, they had to be. Don't you remember that? They had to be gorgeous.
I remember that.
It was just, it's one of these. Oh, but for our next little thing, we also have somebody who trained in not the Steven Seagal school of, well, let's just call this bullshito.
Oh, dear God, I saw this.
That's more like bullshito.
What the fuck are we watching, dude? What is this?
I know, because look, she's not doing anything, so I don't know what the hell they're training.
They're dancing.
Maybe it is dancing. Maybe it's a dance.
It's more like, here, you throw yourself.
Yeah,
I'm using my chi power.
Look, I may give Steven Seagal a lot of shit, but at least his looked a little
real. Yeah, I agree. And this last one tells women what I guess not to do at a wedding, which was weird. I've never seen this happen before. There's no sound on it, by the way, so don't worry if you don't hear anything.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it that serious?
Oh, that's typical.
Yeah, I've never seen that before. It's like she wouldn't let go. She's like, it's mine.
Damn. At a
What we
wedding?
need to do is combine the last two videos of like the
Yeah.
Bushido Kung Fu. She just throws her.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Wow, I've never seen women fight over a bouquet. You know,
You know what? I haven't either, man.
I have.
Yes.
And I've been to a lot of weddings.
Shayna is right. I meant Selena Gomez. Yes.
Oh, Selena Gomez, yeah. She's I know she's saying a lot on social media right now.
Okay.
I think I saw a post or two from her about this whole thing. So
Now I want to ask y'all what you think of this. Well, you know, Brian Wilson passed away.
yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. But I also found out that we lost a great character actor today. Also, I saw Robert had posted about it. I can't remember his name, but you've seen him in everything under the sun. He is
Most of our generation probably remembers him as the judge from Ghostbusters 2.
Harris Yulin.
Yes.
Harris Yulin passed away. Brilliant
He was also in
actor.
Scarface and
Oh God, he was the detective in Scarface.
Yeah.
Throw in a couple of those, you know, first class tickets around the world or something, or to Britain.
Yeah, he was a really, really good character actor.
Yeah.
Brilliant character actor. Brilliant.
We also lost Sly Stone yesterday, which is
Yeah, we did.
unfortunate.
Was it the day before I saw? But
We
yeah,
lost
one of the
who?
two, yeah. Sly
Stone.
Oh,
Sly and
Sly.
the Family Stone.
No, I thought you said Sylvester. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
no.
Not Sly Stallone, but Sly and the Family
No,
Stone.
not
Sly.
Not Sylvester.
Okay, God, he gave me a heart attack there. No, AMC put this out the other day, and I was kind of shocked by it. AMC theaters to run commercials ahead of movies.
They already do.
They're already
I know.
doing it.
I know, but it says it starts July 1st.
Oh, that's bullshit. They've been doing that for the past year, man.
Yeah, they've been doing that for more than a year. They've been doing that forever.
Well, what they do
What
is like they'll play the trailers, and then in
Mhm.
between the trailers, they'll play a commercial,
Okay.
like an actual fucking commercial you can watch at home.
Yep.
Which I avoid. That's why I'm online or stream. Yeah.
What I think this story is more about is them advertising that they're adding more premium spots for advertisers that are closer to the show itself.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's what it was mostly about.
But won't that piss people off? Because here they're
Yes.
saying basically that they noticed, it says they noticed, where is it? That it hasn't impacted. NCM says it hasn't impacted other theaters in any drop in attendance. So they're moving forward with it.
Well, here's the problem you have already.
Okay.
I can be 20 minutes late to a movie
Mhm.
and not miss a thing.
Right.
And you still have 20 minutes left.
Yeah, and in some cases you could have even exactly. Like and that's the average. I did an average now because since I don't know, probably the last 5 years, outside of the only exceptions being like preview screenings, like for Godzilla -1 and certain things like that, when they have trailers, it is a minimum of 16 minutes, probably an average of about 20, and most of the time it's closer to 30. Right? It's gotten redonkulous. And it to me, it doesn't even make sense why they would keep doing it, especially with people with reserved seats. Because that's the other thing I noticed. I'm rushing in there thinking I'm going to be late half the time, and I'm still stuck watching 10 minutes of previews. And still, after the movie starts, people are filing in. It's like, so people are, how can you be a half hour late to a movie?
Well, because we've been trained to be late.
Yeah, well, then, now here's your answer, because you know, and most people know, and I think this is the problem and the cause of it, is that people know they can sit there and be that late and not miss a damn thing because they show so many trailers and previews. Now, I used to be one of those people who looked forward to previews. I used to get there early so I could see the trailers.
Love
But
the trailers.
difference, yeah, but the difference now is in the last 10, 15 years, especially last 10, we've gotten the ability to watch trailers online. So I'm sick of going to the theater and seeing the same trailer I've seen 20 fucking times already online.
Good point.
That has gotten old.
I think at minimum there should only be like 3 trailers, just 3 trailers, then
Yeah.
straight to the movie. Now there's like 8 trailers,
Well,
and I as far as the marketing goes, I mean the ads. I get what they're trying to do. I understand that the theaters are in trouble. They have to do something to survive. You know, they're not. Look, popcorn buckets alone aren't going to help them live, right? So. They gotta do ads. They gotta do something to bring people, or at least to make up for the lack of people showing up.
I agree.
Really my point exactly. Like the theaters are all empty, so they gotta make up their revenues with the ads.
Have a puppet show.
Just want to stay home.
Have a puppet show right before.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Well, Vera's the mistress of puppets, I call her, because she makes incredible movies with puppets. So.
I told them we were supposed to get billing above the puppet show.
I love it. Let me take these 3 super chats and we'll move forward because I think they're right before when we were doing the riots. Mad about Hatter for 10 euros. I'm British, but I live in Italy. I've also lived in Ireland and Greece. Oh, that's awesome. Every time I've tried to learn the language and culture as it's not mine, and I respect the place I'm in. That's what you do. That's why I love you.
What and I got to imagine Mad About Hatter probably has had his passport for years, right? And I noticed that a lot of folks are like, how can you not have your passport? That's the other thing, is like, how do you not just have a passport? I don't understand. I mean, I don't even travel that much, and I've had people ask me about it.
Right.
You know, so like that's another thing. It's just like
I get you.
understand this.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we go to wrap up. I just wanted to grab these before they disappeared. Tim Hayes, member for a month. Great to see you back, Tim. How's it going, George? It is going great. Besides all the craziness going around the world, I love being here. This is fun, and we got Vera here for the first time. And beautiful ladies join us. Can't get better than that. And you got puppets in there. Hey. So that's how it's going. Plus, we also have a random Eskimo over $2. She wants to die for her cause. Oblige her. Oh, he's talking about the woman who was diabetes and yoga pants. Thank you, random Eskimo. So now we will go to the final Superman trailer came out today. We'll start and then stop every few seconds, see what everybody thinks.
Superman.
Do y'all remember that trailers used to somehow not give away the entire story? Like we would get 1 or 2 trailers at most growing up, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, I guess knowing how James Gunn works, we're only seeing like the first act, or at least maybe some of the second, but I don't think we're getting the whole thing in these.
And I'm not so sure that we never used to get the whole movie in the trailer, because you watch a lot of older trailers and a lot of times they give you the whole movie in the trailer.
What about like Jaws and stuff like that? You never.
Yeah, there's those instances, but that was more of abstract kind of trailers, you know.
Okay.
But again, like you go to certain ones where they just kind of give away the whole darn movie almost in the trailer, but you're just like, it didn't matter back then so much, but yeah.
So what do you think, Veer, of so far of the trailer?
Well, to agree with the previous point, the movies back then had better consistent writing and stories, so the trailers could be abstract. Now they're telling the whole story for an abstract movie that leaves you going, what did I just watch?
Yeah, I agree with that. You think these are getting better, Dante? I'm talking about the Soup trailer now.
No, you know what? Yeah, actually, I will say because I feel like at this point now, I've seen enough to where I do want to see it.
Okay.
Right. I like the cast. I like the director. So far, the movie looks like a decent Superman film, so I'm more excited for it. Whereas with Fantastic Four, complete opposite. Okay. Now I'm almost like, do I even want to see the Fantastic Four? Like, I just don't care anymore. This one I do.
What about the whole Truth, Justice, Human way?
I think that's goofy, but I don't. From what I've heard, it's not in the movie.
If it's not in the movie, then I will go watch it.
Yeah, that's what I had heard too. Yeah,
because I saw it on the toys.
But
yeah, I've only seen it on 2 toys, on a bobblehead and on a figure box.
We got to remember, a lot of those toys are meant for all over the world, and like I remind people, like Captain America wasn't even Captain America anywhere outside the U.S. for the most part.
What did they call
the first
them?
Avenger? The first Avenger, it was called.
See, that doesn't make. How can you call? Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't know who Captain America was yet. That was the thing. Like, he was kind of a new character outside the U.S. I mean, yes, granted, there was some areas that kind of knew who he was, but you'll get that sometimes, and that's what I'd heard too, is that it's not even in there. And then you also had Rachel Brosnahan and Peter Safran both use the term "the American way" when they talked about it. So.
Good.
I don't know. It makes me wonder if it will be in the movie at all, because that's kind of similar to what I was hearing too, is that it's not even a line mentioned in the film itself.
I think at this point it's just best to weed out noise, because I honestly don't even want to hear or see anything else about it until the movie comes out. Like, I feel like I've seen enough. I just want to watch the movie now.
That's me too, Dante. I'm kind of in the same boat. But as far as like the quality of the type of trailers we've gotten compared to like the earlier stuff, I think if the rumors were true, or maybe it was confirmed that the group that worked on Barbie was supposed to take over for Superman, and I think it's showing now. I don't know if you've noticed in the last few trailers, it's been like a lot of the stuff, like that one trailer was like, now this is the trailer we should have got to begin with for the teaser trailer, that TV spot.
Oh yeah, last week that was a good one.
I was like, now that should have just been the initial trailer. Now this should have been the original trailer, and that's it. That's all we should have got was like those two trailers for the teaser and this, and that should have been all we saw.
100%.
My theory is I think those first couple of ones we got in the beginning, I think those were all straight James Gunn. Those came from James Gunn. That wasn't the marketing team. That was him. I think now we're getting the marketing team.
So you think Zaslav jumped in there and was like, yeah.
Well, it's not that he jumped in. I just think that, you know, and I think, Tom, you might have said this before, that I think James Gunn was just kind of, you know, using these clips as his own personal, like, social media thing. You know what I mean? Instead of, you know, promoting the film, it was about promoting his social media and, hey, guys, look what I'm bringing you kind of thing.
Well, and I learned, because I also learned that he has a huge social media following that we're not aware of. And this is why I think there is a little bit of a disconnect between our sphere here and the normies, because the normies are responding to this. Go look at the ticket sales compared to this up against Fantastic Four and Jurassic World.
Okay.
Like this movie is almost sold out completely for the preview screenings on the 8th that you have to go through Amazon Prime to get.
Yeah, they are. In fact, Chris called me yesterday because he was I guess him and Gary did the early purchasing, and by the time they hopped on, there weren't a lot of seats left. So
I didn't know you could buy them. That's my birthday is the 8th. I didn't know that till you just told me.
Good luck. Try and get some now, but because I got mine I got mine as soon as they went on, like late in the middle of the night, and by the next morning, my whole almost IMAX screening was almost full.
Hold on, I'm checking. I'm checking. Hold on.
It already broke the record for the year, like that record that Fantastic Four was trying to boast about last week or whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh, Fantastic Four is not even close, man. You could buy tickets like up to the day, and you'll still get a seat.
Well, that's what I was saying, Dante, is look at comparison to opening day screenings for all three films. And this is the one, a lot of people seem to think Jurassic World is going to do great. I'm looking at this going, I'm not so sure now. Because here's the problem that a lot of people aren't looking at with Jurassic World, besides the dinosaurs kind of looking dumb because they're trying to make them look like more scientifically accurate dinosaurs and what kids going to want to play with a 6-foot turkey. But that being said, this is the first Jurassic movie to not have a male lead and only have a female lead. And I just wonder if that's not going to affect it.
I have a really weird other perspective because I work in toy commercials.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what I do for a living. I puppeteer toys because I'm a child size hand model. And I have yet to do a commercial for Superman, but I've done a F ton of commercials of dinosaurs for Jurassic World.
Wow. Oh yeah, they're big sellers. But I'm just curious how this new movie is going to be handled because they're doing a bunch of the dinosaurs as quote unquote scientifically accurate, and they've got like this raptor in the movie that's like, I don't know.
Like the merchandising angle from it, because that's what I'm doing. I'm doing the promos, we're doing the sizzle reels, we're doing all the toys.
Oh.
I've done a lot of Jurassic World. I've done like even the Marvel stuff. They don't even do Marvel action figures anymore. They just license the Marvel to be like a Hot Wheels Marvel car or something.
Right.
Like that's what they're funneling the merchandising into. But like dinosaurs, kids will always play with whatever dinosaurs.
And I agree with that.
Huge. They're like huge toys like this. Like they need an actual adult to be able to strongly hold that thing by the tail to puppeteer it. So so it's like
yeah,
weird.
and I think just based on look, I don't know how this movie's going to do, but I don't know if people are burnt out yet. But I just think that based on the track record, I think Jurassic Park I think it's going to do fine.
It'll have legs. And
it'll have legs.
But my point is, I'm just curious how the kids are going to react to it because I agree with you, Vera. Like that's one consistent seller has always been the Jurassic toys.
Yeah.
This is the first time they're really deviating from the norm look of the dinosaurs.
They're doing that turkey thing looking.
That's my point. Yeah, like what kid's gonna want to play with that? It's almost like they're making the joke out of these things. Like that kid said in the first movie, it looks like a 6-foot turkey.
Yeah. Crazy. I'm trying to find tickets. It's like I've 4 theaters have just front row seats. I can't.
You
sit in
have
the
to
front.
go through Amazon to get them.
Yeah, I did. I went through
okay, yeah.
Amazon, said connect to Fandango. I did Fandango. The problem is
Yeah.
there's 3 theaters so far. Only through Fandango and through that Amazon Prime only have front rows. I can't do front row anymore.
Oh, so you're all sold out already, is what you're saying. My bad.
They just have 2. They just have the first 2 front rows are left.
Technically, almost sold out. Yeah.
Do y'all do front row seats anymore? I used to do like that as a kid.
Not unless I know it's a much smaller screen.
And that's
No fucking
IMAX.
way.
And that's
Yeah,
IMAX.
no way. You don't want to do the last time I did IMAX in the front row was Dune.
Mm.
And I had a headache because everybody's was so skewed and out of like
Yeah.
yeah.
I believe it. All right. Are y'all excited for his Luther?
Yeah.
kinda am.
I mean, I like Nick Holt.
Yeah, I do. I'm kind of excited for his Luther.
It seems like he's gonna be a clever Luther. It won't be some. I hope.
Kevin Spacey Luther. From what was it, Superman Returns?
I didn't hate Kevin Spacey as Luther though.
I didn't, but he was more of a maniac. He wasn't like kind of like
Maniacal,
maniacal. It wasn't the Gene Hackman. I like Gene Hackman's Luther.
Well, Gene Hackman's is more of a used car salesman.
But he was fun though.
I have an affinity for land.
Yeah, like wasn't he like a real estate mogul or something like that?
Not really, but he had this thing where
Mr. Smoker.
I just
really
want that
wanted land.
underground pool. Like, who installed that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Now, who was that shooting those beams? Is there supposed to be like the anti-Superman in this movie?
Well, I think that guy in the dark suit is Ultraman or whatever.
Ultraman. Is that what it
Which
is?
is
Okay.
basically like a clone of Superman, I guess, or something like that.
Oh,
An evil clone.
Oh.
That's a lot of villains to fight.
What was it?
That's a lot of villains to fight. Like,
It is. Yeah, I'm really hoping that, you know how Dante was just saying it earlier, that that gun pulls from the first part of the film to show us what's in the trailer.
Well, and like I said, I don't know how to react to it exactly, but I kind of the person I was talking to was kind of hinting that we have to kind of look at the Lantern Corps and the other team.
Mhm.
I can't remember if they're called the Justice Association or whatever the hell they're called. As more like cops and
Yeah.
like henchmen and stuff like that than
Then
actual
the Justice League, yeah,
yeah.
superheroes. Like, what is that? You're gonna have Guy Gardner's gonna challenge Superman? Like, I don't know.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah. I like this one much better. I like this one much better.
I feel like they're taking advantage of Superman's powers a little better. Like, I always wanted to see him laser out.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. Though I still think, I don't know if Dante had told you, we all came up with Tom's startup, but last week we had this brilliant idea and I just can't get it out of my head. Could you imagine that with midgets, Dante?
Oh yeah, no, we talked about that. Yeah, like I'm telling you, I would recast so many movies with just midgets.
I want to do it. I want to do it. I want the midget universe.
And AI is working against me because anytime I try to do it, it just gives me little kids or dwarves, like literal dwarves from Lord.
Yeah,
of the
certain
Rings.
words you can't use with ChatGPT.
Yeah, it does not
so.
like me. It's
I'm
not
gonna
just, it's all of them. Everyone I've tried. Those
Wait,
jerks
so
that
it won't even let you use little people?
No. If I
Wow.
do little people, it just gives me like kids.
Wow,
is
man,
weird.
that's
the closest I got was RoboCop.
that is midget erasure, dude. Like that.
It
You
is.
can barely tell that it's a midget.
They're trying to
right?
silence midgets, man.
Dwarf
Share this,
discrimination.
George. That's the closest I can get.
Oh no.
Oh, we lost.
We lost Vera.
She'll
I
be
think we
back. But
scared
yeah, a midget RoboCop, I'm all in.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think it's gonna be great.
Call him Mini Cop.
Mini Cop.
Mini RoboCop.
Then Pulp Fiction. Could you? Oh, there you are. Could you imagine having a midget Marcellus Wallace? I want to go get a couple of pipe beating. You know that scene?
Oh, that'd be
where
amazing.
with the gimp.
All right.
Dude, if Tarantino did an all midget movie, I would be their opening night.
Oh yeah.
That would be like, I could die a happy man afterwards.
Hell
That's
yeah.
all Tino has in him at this point. Who knows?
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
but hey, I mean, those little guys need work, man. So
Hell
let's
yeah,
make it happen.
they screwed him for Snow White, so
I know.
Exactly.
Except we do
That's what I'm
not
saying.
allow Peter Dinklage in.
Yeah,
I've been
he's the
talking
only
about-
that we don't hire is Dinklage.
I've been talking about starting this studio before Dinklage pulled that shit. I should have got ahead of the game. I
It's
could have
okay.
had so many people lining up outside my door. It'd have been a short line, but it would have went a ways.
We're gonna do it. We are gonna do it. We're gonna do it some way. We're gonna do it. Midget Universe, the MGU. I don't know.
Midget Blues Brothers.
Midget Blue. Oh
Everything.
wow,
Like everything.
it would be
Do
brilliant.
It'll
It
work.
would be.
Like I said, I just the only thing I don't want is a midget erotic thriller.
No.
Basic
no,
Instinct
no.
will happen eventually.
It's just not my kink. It's just not what I'm into.
Well,
We're not going
those
to
will
shame
sell.
you,
You
Dante.
watch.
We don't shame.
You
I'm not
say
shaming,
that, but
I'm not
that,
shaming for the guys who are into the dwarves, you know. But I'm just saying.
you say that now, but Midget Basic Instinct will end up being our biggest seller. You watch.
Not for the right reasons.
Yeah,
I don't care if
wrong
it's for the
reasons.
right reasons or not. Money is money.
Oh, you're going full Hollywood now, Tom. You're going full old school Hollywood. Just money,
Fucking cocaine and capitalism, motherfucker.
Midget.
I'll snort a
I'm
line
telling you,
right
man.
off a midget. I don't give a shit.
Midget Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
With the midget Les Grossman.
Yes.
Midget Highlander.
Do you know
Midget
that I
Les Grossman.
hated Tom Cruise until that role? That
What?
role won my respect for that man.
Oh,
yeah.
Midget
Les
Jaws. The
Grossman?
best part is
Yeah.
we have like a slightly smaller shark.
Oh,
Budgier.
oh God. I loved him. I loved Les Grossman. He's just, where's that clip that I had? Because you know, you say Les Grossman's kind of like Beetlejuice. You have to play something, but damn it, you just do because it's just
the
too
clip has
funny.
been summoned.
Yes, I cannot wait till the Les Grossman movie.
Like in certain movies, there's always that one character that could definitely get its own spin-off. And I think
Yes.
like Les Grossman's one of those.
Yes.
But will it work? I don't know.
It will, because it'll be like Entourage, but all Les Grossman type of people.
Hell
I
yeah.
would love that.
So a little trip down memory lane with a little Les Grossman, then we'll jump right back because he's just too good. Actually, really happened.
Oh, you don't think Weinstein has done that to somebody?
1000%.
100,000% exactly. Yeah.
1000% that's happened.
Who the fuck
Multiple-
is the key grip on that? You go punch that motherfucker in the face hard. Punch
And
him in
you
the
know
gut
Key Grip
too.
has muscle on him because they got to carry lights.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there some Teamsters there? Make them rough him up.
This I think is my other favorite scene.
For me, it's the dancing, but that's
The-
just
oh yes, the dancing is a great one.
Should have stepped
Okay,
back and
Flaming
fuck
Dragon.
your own face.
They're like, man, who the hell is this
I have
nutcase?
no idea what he's talking about, but I mean, they think he's like fucking some.
Yeah,
You know,
he's
not,
talking
not,
about-
not, not so much anymore, but there used to be guys in Hollywood definitely like that.
Not anymore. Yeah, no. Silver's gone. Fucking
Barry
yeah, Weinstein's
Diller.
gone. In fact, he just got convicted again today. So
well.
Oh, I
dude,
didn't know that.
Any Gen Z actor is gonna put out with an agent like that, they'll be like, "Oh, my
fuck no.
emotions."
Oh God!
Oh, there's no way. There's
Imagine that.
But see
no.
that would be the Les Grossman movie, having to deal with woke Hollywood.
Yeah.
If they did
Oh,
it right, Dante, I
that's
agree.
perfect.
That's my
That is-
worry. Yeah.
That is money.
Like that's your movie right there.
I'll do it with
Absolutely.
puppets.
Oh, maybe that
That's probably
midget
good.
puppets. Midget puppets.
Midget puppets even better.
Well, they're small.
I'm all in. I'm all in.
I
I'm
mean,
all
we
in.
need more like Robert Evans and Joel Silvers and all these other classic producers who used to just say shit like this to people and just get.
Oh,
shit done.
absolutely, we do.
What about for Henry Ford? He was brilliant.
But now you can get sued for everything, though. So I mean,
Oh yeah. Okay, play this last piece, then we'll move on. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. He's brilliant. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
but you have to remember, this was like during the time when Hollywood was like really run by the men. So like they didn't care what they said to you. They don't care if they hurt your feelings. They don't care if you cried after. They went after you, man.
Even
Have
the
you ever-
directors were like that. Like, sorry, go ahead, bro.
I said, toughen up, Buttercup.
Toughen up,
Well,
brother.
yeah, I mean, back in those days, yeah.
Have you ever seen or read about what Orson Welles did on the set of Citizen Kane? How he would grind people into the dirt because he had this idea of perfection. There was nothing. He'd smack people. He's like, "You're not giving me enough emotion." He would just punch him. There you go. That's the look that I want.
Yeah, Friedkin was the same way, and so was basically Kubrick. And
could you imagine doing that today to like a Zegward?
The work is so dismal now. No one's getting pushed to their max.
Yeah, like some of these guys would like, you know, and don't even get me started on some of the directors, man. Like they
That's
would
what I
like,
was just saying. That was just what I was saying. Yeah.
they would like die for their shit, man. I mean, Coppola, I think Apocalypse Now almost killed that dude, man.
Well, it also did Martin Sheen. He had 2 heart attacks, if I remember correctly.
Right. Well, and you have Herzog, right?
Oh, Herzog. Jesus.
Pull the gun on what's his face?
Kyle Kinski.
Yeah, and he's like, if you don't do the scene, I'm gonna shoot you and then shoot myself.
And they were serious. Like they didn't play.
Fucking serious.
Because they're like, you must die for your art.
A lot of cocaine.
Shit, Friedkin slapped that actual priest in The Exorcist because he couldn't cry on. He's like, because he wasn't an actor.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That did happen.
He was like, cry, bitch.
No, like honestly, like the film industry was built on cocaine. Like we got the best shit in the world because of cocaine.
I think it was built on cocaine and women and having fun.
Well, that too, yes.
And then the coke ran dry, and the women spoke up, and here we are.
That's exactly what happened.
And now everybody's bitching.
We'll take the blame again for everything.
Yeah, they got sold. Well, it was never the women's fault so much as that. Yeah, it was the stupid Me Too movement that really kind of put a. It was like, did you all forget that there was like a system that it kind of worked on? Like, do you think most of these actresses and actors got where they're at by just being talented? Fuck no.
I'm sure
but
there
see,
was.
see, that was always the problem, though, man. It's like, look, everybody knew like how transactional Hollywood was. You know what I mean?
That was what I was getting at exactly.
You know what I mean? Like we all knew, they all knew. A lot of big actresses got their start because you know they were willing to go down on Harvey Weinstein. So I mean, voluntarily, by the way, not forced. They wanted their career to blow up, so they did what they did. So
they wanted to blow up, so they blew up.
Yeah, I questioned a lot of the Me Too stuff where I'm like, okay, I doubt you were forced to do this. You may have felt forced in a way because you saw an opportunity, but like you were not forced to do it. You wanted that part, you got that part.
You guys remember the casting couch at the Hollywood and Highland Mall? They
Yes,
had to take it out recently. They remodeled that whole mall, but it used to be to Hollywood how we got here. And in the pavement, they had quotes from people how they got their first start in Hollywood. They took all that out. But at the end of the road that wound up through the mall was a casting couch at the very end. And it said again, Road to Hollywood, how some of us got here. And only the most awakened, not woke, saw that joke and was like, ha ha.
Oh yeah, because we all knew what it meant. And it was funny because you didn't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Nope. That's the thing with Harvey. Like, say what you will about the situation. I'm not saying he's not a vile piece of shit.
Right.
But for every woman that said no, there was 10 outside that were lined up that were willing to say yes.
Isn't that what Robert said? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's what Dante's getting at, is all I was going to say. Yeah.
Isn't that what,
I mean, and I know because I saw it in person. I was there with Harvey at some bar in Studio City. I told you that story.
Now you were hanging out with Harvey and
Wait a minute. Was that at the Diddy party?
No, it was at some
with Leo,
some movie party thing that it was like
so you, Leo DiCaprio, and Harvey.
I met the guy.
Diddy.
I met him, talked to him a little bit. He bought me a drink, which was cool.
Was Chris Tucker there too?
But here's the thing: there was a line of women waiting to talk to him.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
and that's my point, is I saw with my own eyes where, you can say what you want to, ladies, but there was a line of women waiting to talk to the guy.
Look, there's no more than enough rumors out there that J-Law knows him in a biblical way. Okay, like let's be real about this. This is just the way things roll.
A lot of them do. Gwyneth. I mean, they all.
That's the other one. Yeah,
the booty done bounce. But I'm just curious about something now because you opened this door. I'm just wondering when Harvey bought you a drink.
Well, he bought everybody a drink.
Oh, okay. So you didn't wake up the next day.
No.
Bill Cosby's
everybody that was in his group thing he bought everybody a drink. So I wasn't special.
As long as it's not Bill Cosby buying, you're fine.
No.
Oh, and by the way, I watched the bartender pour the drink. So yeah.
Okay.
That don't mean shit. Bill can get back there before the party starts and gets in there and puts his things in the thing.
Oh God, wow.
It's just like Hollywood has always been a transactional place, man. It's like you don't get something for free. You got to give up something, and people choose to do that. So these are grown ass people here, by the way. These aren't kids.
We're not talking about kids. Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
people forget.
Right.
It's like I don't think you could make. Well, I know you couldn't make a movie like that day. What was it? What was Brooke Shields' first movie called? The one where she played.
The Blue Lagoon one. Yeah, that was
no,
a big
the
deal.
one before that.
Sweet Baby or something.
Sweet Baby
or whatever it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But she's suing them, I think, now because they said you had me playing a 12-year-old prostitute, and that was.
Oh Jesus!
She defended that movie for years, saying that it was art and nothing was wrong
Yep.
with that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the same way that whose name escapes me now. The original Romeo and Juliet that used to play on TV.
Oh yeah. And
she
they
sued before
misquoted a lot of her shit.
Before she passed.
Right. And the same thing with the chick from Last Tango in Paris. They went and misquoted a lot of her shit too. With
Yeah. Except for Brando actually did use butter.
He did use butter, but like a lot of shit went around that wasn't true, and it stemmed from some comments that she made that were taken out of either misinterpreted because I think it was a French interview or something like that, and twisted, and like he had actually done something physically to her when it was simulated. It wasn't real.
Right.
That was the thing. Is everybody like so the legend grew and grew and grew. So yeah.
It's kind of like the gerbil and Richard Gere.
Well, that's true.
Oh. All right, but I think another actor.
Wait, was that ever proven true? Like, was that ever really
How do you
like
prove that?
It's one of those like
get Richard Gere to bend over. Hey, you got a gerbil in your ass. I'm like, how do you prove that?
I feel like it's one of those like old wives' tales, right? Like it's like one of those old. Like, what are they called? The like it's like a myth, man. Like has anyone like is it proven he ever had a gerbil in his ass?
No, but I guarantee you somewhere tonight, John Travolta is probably putting a gerbil up Richard Gere's ass. I'm just saying it.
The thing is this was before the internet. When I was in school, that was going around everywhere. When I was in high school, everywhere.
That was before the internet,
heard it, right?
You're like, you heard about Richard. It's like nobody ever heard who was the original person who said it, but it's like Richard Gere has gerbils in his ass.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those like tabloid things that you can't prove it, right?
Right. Which again, what are you going to do? I would like a reporter to one day ask him, Richard, true, not true, gerbil or gerbil no? Yes.
You know what? I want to put this out there to any nurses that were working on Richard Gere at the time. If you had to pull a gerbil out of his ass, please contact us. Let us we'll put you on the show.
You know what the reality of it probably is he was probably at a party where somebody did happen to have that happen.
Harvey Weinstein.
His name got thrown involved in it. And yes, Dante was there with Diddy standing next to Harvey Weinstein.
Well, how do you think they got the gerbil and they needed the baby oil?
Exactly.
Damn.
I'll admit to meeting Harvey. I've never met Diddy. I've never met him. Don't know the man at all.
That's like the CIA. We neither confirm nor deny.
No, I'm denying. I'm definitely denying.
Okay. Well, I think that one great actor this week proved that just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean that you're not a good guy. I really like this. To me, this was classy what Tom Felton did. Because if y'all didn't know in the chat, Tom Felton is coming back to Broadway. And he's playing Draco, and I think it's called Harry Potter: The Cursed Child. But he was there, like the reporter was trying to trap him in a question, and I think he just answered it beautifully with claps.
Yeah.
How does the sort of Twitterverse controversy around J.K. Rowling's views impact you at all, or impact your work on the world at all?
No, I can't say it does. I'm not really that attuned to it. The only thing I always remind myself is that I've been lucky enough to travel the world. Here I am in New York, and I have not seen anything bring the world together more than Potter, and she's responsible for that, so I'm incredibly grateful.
That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
Slow,
but that's class. Yeah.
Classy.
That's all you have to do.
That's how you do it.
Why is that difficult? He did it. Why is that so difficult for Hollywood celebrities?
Well, before they had training for that, and now they don't.
There you go, Vera. There you go.
Vera, I always thought that they had, I don't know what to call them, minders, but someone from the studio who told them,
handlers, yeah.
Handlers, this is what you say. Don't talk about anything else.
For now, right?
Or a
And
publicist, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right. It's
no one can tell the kids what to say or what to do now. So now
handlers.
they're
Here's the thing.
destroying their careers with one tweet.
Well, we also have to remember, man, social media is the killer here, right? Like before, back in the day, they didn't have social media. So the only time they could have said something really stupid was on the red carpet or in a interview situation with a camera, right? The problem is now we have social media where any moron could just pick it up and start saying dumb shit into it, and there's your opening weekend.
Right. Why not put that in their contracts while you're on this film and until it's released and until it's on after streaming?
They kind of do
talk, except
but the
for the
problem
movie.
is that Hollywood has this virus, and unfortunately, or fortunately for them, I guess, they're able to say this stupid shit and get away with it. I mean, Gina Carano is a prime example of, you can get away with some things, but you can't get away with others, right? Free speech only goes so far in Hollywood, and it only goes if you stick with the hive mind mentality of it all.
Right.
But I mean, I don't think that Tom is rich enough to have a publicist. But if he does have a publicist, that publicist is not getting paid enough, and he or she should be more people in Hollywood's publicist. I agree with you. But chances are that's just his actual thoughts. And you're 100% right. That's the way most of the
all your thoughts.
Yeah. This is how you should answer these kind of questions.
Yeah.
Just go, yeah, I'm thankful that she made this character that I've been able to play now for most of my life, and I get to play them again.
And thank everybody.
That's beautiful.
No
Simple.
gratitude.
And reporters ask these questions, man, because they want their little bite, right? They want their little clickbait. That's why, especially Variety's the worst when it comes to this. They will purposely bait you every single time to say something positive about like the LGBTQ, and by the way, that's the only group they ever do that to, where you have to say something positive about them every single time.
Oh,
right?
like the Variety reporter who's like, "Isn't this the gayest Star Wars?
Yes,
Isn't this the
like
gayest
that
Marvel?"
moron, right?
Yeah,
Like that guy, but they're all like that. That's the problem. And they'll do this to bait you. And the smart ones know how to dance around it. The dumb ones will just straight up answer the question.
Right. I agree. But the funny
in
thing
the
is,
worst way possible.
the funny thing is, or the odd thing is that, well, what were you going to say, Vera?
I said they are not taught diplomacy and how to diplomatically, neutrally answer these loaded questions.
Right.
And they need to. Like they take acting classes, dancing classes, voice classes. Why not?
Publicity class.
Well, also they think for some reason their side is the only ones who are going to watch the film, or that we're going to watch the film, not taking into consideration that, hey, I have a different political point of view, but I just want to watch a movie. They're not thinking about those people, right? But the studios are. The studios are thinking about those people, but they're not. And I've said it for a while now, man, that there should be some kind of clause in their contract that if they mess up that opening weekend, it comes out of their paycheck.
Yeah, just
like there should be some kind of penalty involved in this.
Just keep their mouth shut. Like the odd thing is do you know that classy response from Felton, it caused in 1 hour 5 articles to come out. Here it is. Tom Felton sparks backlash after expressing gratitude to Rowling. Harry Potter star Tom Felton faces major backlash from Potterheads for his admiration of J.K. Rowling. 3 hours later, you get more articles. I'm so tired of Harry Potter actors failing to meet the moment, and Tom Felton's backlash is deserved. Harry Potter fans tear into Tom Felton's response to Rowling's views. Tom Felton's, and it goes on and on. They're pissed.
Also, how stupid is that headline that it causes a clash with Potter fans? So how can you be a Potter fan and hate J.K. Rowling?
Well, because of her trans, they're talking about the
you
trans.
shouldn't be a Potter. You shouldn't be a Harry Potter fan then, right?
I have never seen, this so many people try to find a way to separate the art from the artist than I have with Harry Potter in my entire life. Like if I were to turn around and try to make the same kind of argument for a bunch of like Polanski movies, do you realize how many people would look at me funny?
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, really, at this point, it's like outside of Chinatown and a handful of others. Is there really that many good Polanski movies that anybody could really justify saying, yeah, I can look past the fact, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just getting kind of wonky.
He's doing his last film now, supposedly.
Is he still alive?
He's supposedly doing a last
Barely.
film. That was what World of Real reported a month ago. But here's the actual ad for from Felton for his Broadway
Polanski was
production.
probably the wrong choice to pick because those same people would, try to get him back in the country. But yeah,
I agree.
Oh, he's never coming back.
Oh no, he can't.
Scared possum.
That's it.
I mean, good for him, man. I don't know. I was never into the Harry Potter thing. I mean, I like the movies like everybody else, but I never read the books. I was never that deep into it. But I feel like, considering what we know now, it's weird that he's the actual good guy in this. In a situation where the original three are just all fucktards that can't keep their politics to themselves.
It's like the bad guy is the good guy.
Yeah, and vice versa, right? It's like I'm rooting for Draco now, right?
But they're probably going to turn that into a series eventually. It's just so what we need here is we need a little Draco doll, a Draco puppet.
She has white hair, so almost there.
Almost there.
Tell us a little bit about those. What are they, or who are they, or what they represent? I don't know. It's the first time I'm seeing.
Yeah, hey, and plug the festival.
It's like the festival. Well, thank you for having me on. Anyway,
absolutely
chatting and throwing down. But I made a feature film called Apocalypse Love, and it's an all emo zombie, gothic. Emo gothic zombie alien all practical puppet movie, and these are the actors in it. So we're playing at the Dances with Films Film Festival next week on the 22nd at 6:15. We're doing a screening at the Chinese Theater, and me and the cast and crew will be there holding these puppets, and hopefully someone will come and we'll be very happy about that. Anyway,
love it. What's it called again?
Apocalypse Love, and you can find it at apocalypselovemovie.com.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh,
it's
okay.
on Amazon. You can watch it for free right now if you want to on FearPix or Momi2. It's on streaming services. But our director's cut premiere is going to be next week at the Chinese Theater, the 22nd, 6:15.
All right. Is there a trailer for it?
Yeah, it's all on the website. You can also follow us on Instagram at Apocalypse Love Movie, and there's plenty of trailers there. There's other interviews. And it's all practical. There's no green screen on it. I just sprinkle in a little bit of VFX. Dante has seen it.
I have seen it. I think I reviewed it.
It's a weird little story. He digs up his ex-dead girlfriend during a alien invasion that raises the dead to come and kill us.
Hell, let's play the trailer. I found it. Cool. Hold on. This is going to be fun. Yeah, there we go.
And the Chinese Theater is a very cool theater. So.
Are you talking about Man's Chinese?
Yeah, the Man's Chinese.
Oh, I love Man's Chinese. I lived there from 18 and a half to 19. Yeah, I loved it. But I missed the ArcLight. When I told Dante that I was going to come out in a couple months, I can't wait to go to the ArcLight. He's like, it's not there anymore. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, we lost the ArcLight, man.
That was the greatest cinema I thought in the U.S.
Well, probably my favorite theater in L.A. But yeah.
Here we go. Apocalypse.
Thanks to the lockdowns.
I thought they would come back. Like they would just no way that LA would let it go.
This trailer is rated PV for extreme puppet violence. Throughout history, there's been many zombie hunters. Now meet the next generation. There's Tom, a poet in love. Izzy, the rocker chick who, despite knowing better, is a born romantic.
The heart wants what the heart wants.
Spencer, the Latino street smart dope dealer who isn't a stereotype because he went to Harvard. Ace, a vet, a doomsday prepper with a secret up his butt. Heathcliff, the CIA Wetworks agent / alien hunter. And of course, aliens and zombies. It's so many things. It's action adventure. It's science fiction. It's a love triangle. It's Apocalypse Love.
Sweet.
Thank you.
That is cool.
Thank you for
Yeah.
playing.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Let me put the link in the chat. Oh, here you go, everybody. Here's the link, everyone.
Yay! Thank you.
Yep.
Support indie filmmakers who do weird stuff.
Absolutely. That's the best stuff. That's the best stuff.
I also wrote and directed it, so support lady filmmakers. Woo!
Cool. Yeah. Where did it go?
A lady filmmaker who doesn't have to write a story with girl bosses.
Nah,
No.
she's a rock star, machine gun toting, roly poly. Like, you don't mess with her. She's the goth chick, and of course the emo boy, and then our CIA wet works guy, and the Harvard graduate who's paying off his Harvard degree by being a thug, because it's just easier that way.
I like it. I like it. I will ask one thing, because we were talking about scary earlier. We know what the Rowling and the backlash they're saying, which didn't exist. And then I got this clip of something truly frightening. I barely recognize this actor. It's like she's from Planet Botox, but bad Botox. Something has happened to Nicole Kidman. Tell me, does that look like Nicole Kidman anymore?
I think she stopped looking like Nicole for a while. I think the first time I was shocked by her face when she played Lucy Arnaz
Mhm.
in Lucy and Desi. I was like,
Oh,
is that like filtered? Like, what is that? I was so shocked with her face there.
Yeah, she's going through the she must have went to the same doctor Renee Zellweger went to, because
right, but why?
He's
don't
almost
understand.
unrecognizable.
But that's my point. Why do that?
Doctors like Lindsay Lohan's doctor, like performing miracles.
No, but Lindsay's doctor was really good. Like
Like, I know who it is.
I know, but
Oh,
they
you
have
do?
telephones. Oh,
but no, she looks really. I don't know, man. Look, I get. No one likes getting old. Getting old sucks.
it does. But they have eyes. You look at Renee Zellweger. It's like, why not do something that doesn't? Madonna. You saw Madonna. She looks like a monster. Come on, you've seen Madonna's latest picture.
Yeah, no, I do. I don't understand. See, I understand maybe getting one procedure done, right? Maybe
Right.
one little nip tuck thing and,
No
and whatever.
problem, yeah.
But they go overboard with this shit, man, where they get everything done over and over and over again to the point where they have like no real skin in their face anymore.
Yep.
And that's what I don't understand.
Don't understand it myself either. Benjamin Jansen, member for 8 months. Greetings, George and panel. Greetings to you, Benjamin. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And also Razorburn for $2, my favorite rivet head. Goth Princess, fan of Bauhaus and Skinny Puppy?
Yes, of course. I used to,
Bauhaus.
many a time I've been in a club with the drummer from Skinny Puppy. So anyway,
You're kidding me. I was at Numbers for Vivisec Vic. I was there watching him.
also
Wow.
I'm just on a podcast with the videographer from ICP. So, you know, I know my
I'm in
people.
love.
I may
I'm
not
in
look
love.
weird, but I am.
Okay. This is a happy day. It is. Wow. That's been a long time since I met someone who loved those. Wow, that's cool. And talking about something else. Did anybody here see The Ballerina? Yes, no.
I didn't, because like I said, the theater I normally go to in LA, you know.
I know, Tom. The thing is I saw it. I had already talked
There's a
about
whole
it.
riot happening, so couldn't make
A
it to the
little
theater.
thing. Well, wait a minute. If you're listening to the news or Jimmy Kimmel, he says that nothing is going on.
I
in
love
Hollywood.
how full of shit they are.
No, I'm being serious.
No, don't believe your own eyes, people. Just believe us.
Jimmy Kimmel says everything's okay. This is all BS propaganda from Trump, and that he's doing it. And there's a little couple of things somewhere, but it's not really a big deal. The point is I was talking about Ballerina, and what's interesting, and I guess if you are a fan of John Wick, it looks like they are actually continuing. So they're working on John Wick 5, but there's more than that. I discovered that, do you remember, I'm looking for my note. There it is. They're doing an animated prequel directed by Shannon Tyndall of an animated prequel of Wick.
I think they're doing too much.
And they're doing a spin-off focused on Donnie Yen's character, Kane, which is going to be directed by Donnie Yen.
I think they'll be fine. I just think that I don't know if the John Wick franchise has legs, man. And what I mean by that is the movie's proper, sure. Right. But we've already had a TV series, right, on Amazon Prime, The Continental, right? That was supposed to be a prequel to John Wick, and it was about how the Continental came to be, I guess. So we've had that. We've had the Ballerina. Both of these things have failed,
right,
outside of John Wick. So I don't know if people are getting burnt out on it, or if they should just stay kind of like, focused on just the John Wick movies. I think all of these spinoffs, I think this is going to be a big waste of money.
Too much, huh? Because they said the other two that they are looking at, that the studio is looking at, is the Bowery King, a prequel with Fishburne's character.
Sure, which would probably be cool, but again, I mean, look, there's a lot of reasons why the Ballerina could have failed, right? People are tired of what they thought would be a girl boss movie, though I heard it's not. But
it isn't. It is not a girl boss.
It is a girl boss movie, right? People are tired of that shit. The name of the movie is kind of stupid for an action film if you think about it, because if you're just hearing the words, "Oh, the Ballerina," you're thinking about like Black Swan or some shit like that, right? You're not thinking about.
What was that?
You know what I mean?
Little girl vampire. That was a good one.
Or yeah, there was a movie about a ballerina
There's
vampire.
Been like 3
chick.
movies in the last couple of years with the title Ballerina too, which is a problem.
Right. So
it
there's a lot of reasons why that movie failed.
But you know what, Dante? It's the exact opposite of a girl boss. I mean, they actually go through it with her and saying,
I don't think it matters, and that's what I've been getting at.
Well, that's why I said perceived.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Girl boss.
Exactly. It's like it doesn't matter. It's the same thing with Furiosa, because a lot of people said the same thing about Furiosa was decent or whatever, but it's like it doesn't matter. People are seeing it as a replacement for a male lead,
right?
And B, they are so burnt out on girl bosses.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's the thing. And I got into this disagreement because somebody's all like, well, that's just misogynistic. It's like, no, it's like if you keep going, how many times would you go to a restaurant where they keep fucking up?
Well,
right.
yeah,
like you go once, it sucks. You give them another chance, you go back again, it sucks. You don't want to go back again. Even if somebody says, hey, they got this new menu item or they've cleaned up their act, you're still going to be reluctant to go back because, yeah, you've been burnt so many times. Why should you bother at this point? It's not like the audience rejects female, action heroes. It's just that we have been just bombarded with them. And most of the time they are these sassy girl bosses. And it's pretty much been nonstop since Ghostbusters and Star Wars in 2015 and 16 respectively, where you've been seeing this just shoved into movies. And regardless if she's a Mary Sue or not, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
We've seen this too many times now. And then you have the other side of it where it's a spin-off. And let's be frank about this. 9 times out of 10, most people don't care about spin-offs except for super fans. And we're talking about a niche franchise. So you're talking about a niche of a niche here. And even then, it's like, how many people are really going to show up? Because at the end of the day, misogynistic, you could say it's that, but then it's mostly women who are the problem because they're the ones not showing up. And this is the same could be even said for not Top Gun, Mission Impossible. Because you have the same demographic breakdown, only on a smaller scale for Ballerina, basically. Mostly men showed up, not very many women showed up. That's it. And if women aren't going to show up to this, then what's the point of continuing to try to do this for, the audience that doesn't exist? Because once in a while, you're going to get a Long Kiss Goodnight or Ripley or Sarah Connor, but those are few and far between, or Kill Bill or something like that. But that's kind of where we're at now, unless Tarantino says, yeah, I'm going to make Kill Bill 3 tomorrow with Uma Thurman. That's the only girl-led action film right now, I think, that kind of a thing is the only thing that's going to be bulletproof, because people know that. They're like, okay, I trust Tarantino. I know the first 2 movies. I can go see that. Same thing with Wonder Woman. They could probably come out with a Wonder Woman movie right now, and I don't think it would do too bad. In fact, Gunn just announced yesterday that they're going to be doing a Wonder Woman movie. So
also, I mean, let's talk about what's missing here, man. And you know, we talk about it all the time. No, but what's missing is the sex appeal, man. Like you're gonna cast Ana de Armas in a film like this and not have her be a little sexy, or
she wasn't at all.
Especially being a female assassin, using her looks as her weapon, as part of her weapon kit. Like they never did that. Again, I haven't seen it. I'm not saying it's a good or bad.
They haven't. They didn't have enough
good things about it, but
it didn't.
But it's not. You know, they're not utilizing her, right? It's like if you know, Sydney Sweeney's doing that Barbarella movie, right? Now they did Barbarella where she's like just, you know, dressed from head to toe, covered up. How stupid would that be? Right?
Yeah, it would be.
It would be
go see the Barbarella movie with Sydney Sweeney. See, like,
absolutely. I'll be the opening night.
But here's the question, like, do you think it? No, I think that the women action heroes they're just written so terribly. Like they're all stoic, non-sexual, and they don't use. Like I agree with all this stuff. It's just terrible writing because Ridley, she was not sexy, but she had character, and like all the women that you mentioned in these movies that were really great movies like Kill Bill and stuff. These weren't like stoic, you know, like women. They had emotion. They were written very, very well, so they were very engaging to watch, as opposed to the girl bosses of now that are written just really, really boringly and terribly. And like, just get better writers, man. It'll be fine.
Well, yeah, 100%. I need some of that sensuality back that we used to get. La Femme Nikita.
La Femme Nikita, great film, yeah.
But you had that sexuality about her, though. The way that they, you know, her lipstick or drip, however she was getting in, because that was her power. And I was looking for that in the ballerina, but it's like they squashed it. I think it's been 10 years now straight since you had pretty much the woke Gestapo ship off sexuality.
It's been about 10 years for sure, because it started like around 2015. So yeah,
that's what I was saying. Yeah, with Ghostbusters, Star Wars, kind of about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love using Long Kiss Goodnight as a great example of how to do it right. Right, because you have a character who, in the start of the film, she's this mousy little housewife. And then when she starts to get her memory back and realize she used to be this, you know, sexy killer, she jumps right back into the role, right? And she's exactly what we all expect her to be, and she's a great hero for that. And even though Gina Davis is batshit crazy now, like that movie still holds up pretty damn good.
Oh yeah.
But they're also do it right. Like a little realism too, because you know, another thing people are tired of, man, they're tired of seeing like these, you know, little girls who are like 4'11" throwing around these guys who are like 6'5". It's like, are you kidding me with this, man? Like,
and that's why beef.
No.
What were you saying, Vera?
I said the believability. I cannot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, either figure out a fight scene where someone, like, I'm 5'3". I weigh 120 pounds. I'm also a professional bodybuilder. There's no way in hell I can be in the gym nonstop. Like, there is never going to be a 6-foot dude that I could take out unless I'm dirty. Like, I break a bottle, I stab him in the eyeball. Like, dude.
But see, that's realistic though, right?
Exactly. That's why when I see, like, even in the old Tomb Raider movies, when Angelina Jolie weighing 20 pounds less than me, and she's like 5 inches taller, punching some like 6'3" dude in full SWAT gear, get the F out of here. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's perfect.
Bill.
You nailed it. You nailed it perfectly, because that was
stunt coordinators need to step up to make it realistic. We're not taken out of it.
And that's the thing that I liked about Ballerina, what y'all both just said. This is a little spoiler. I guess it really doesn't matter. It's not going to hurt the movie. But the thing is she keeps getting her ass handed to her in this big training montage. And her trainer's like, okay, it's basically, have you gotten the message? He goes, you will never win a fight ever against a man. You're going to have to cheat. And they teach her, it's like they start teaching her how to think. And I was like, this is awesome that they just came out and said it.
See, that's cool. I like that. Because they address it.
Also, no woman can take a punch to the face from a man. Like, no.
And she kept getting plowed by these big.
For one real punch. No.
No, they kept having that.
my cheek a little cut. And now
That
I'm
was
gonna
why
torch you. Like, no.
that was why I
Write better
invoked Kill Bill.
scenes.
That's why I invoked Kill Bill earlier, is because you have that. The greatest thing about that is they spend a third of the film of Kill Bill 2 just on her training,
Yeah.
right? Like, and you go to understand, like, she's doing that for like a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's like Bill even says, like, oh, he'll get used to you after the first year or so.
Right.
Also, Uma Thurman is not a small woman. She's like 5'11"
Right.
or something.
No,
like,
yeah, she's pretty tall. Yeah.
she's tall. She like physically, her and Charlize Theron, I can believe that. Like maybe, but like someone like Anna, like
And
she weighs
also
30 less than me.
Uma was killing people with swords, right? Like she
Right.
wasn't using her bare hands. So I mean,
Very true,
again-
but she also learns how to use her.
No,
But
sure,
that's
but
my
she only
point.
used-
Yeah,
she used
she
her
learns
hands like in,
from
like-
one of the greatest fighters of all time, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
So it was earned. But even then, they kept the realism where when she had to use her hands, she was good. But you know, for the most part, she was killing you with a sword.
Yeah.
But they also showed her.
That's not a
Sorry.
girl boss. That's just a
No.
badass female lead, right? And Hollywood doesn't know the difference between girl boss and female lead.
No, they don't. But you remember how her character in Kill Bill got plowed? How many times beaten?
Oh God,
yeah,
to a
tons.
pulp. It wasn't like the Rey from Last Jedi or
The only fight she
Acolyte or
technically wins in the second one is the one with Daryl Hannah. She
Pretty
gets
much.
she gets her ass kicked by
Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen, because she gets
Yeah.
shot.
God bless.
And then Bill technically overpowers her. It's not until she pulls the finger
Finger.
death punch or whatever. Yeah. Yeah.
That was cool though. That was cool. All right, as we start to wrap up. Well, I'm not going to play this trailer because I just can't stand anymore. Pedro Pascal. I was talking about it with someone. I kept calling him the other word, and it's just stuck in
Pedro
my head.
Pascal.
Yeah, because I can't stand him anymore. I was like, it's just Peto's back. Pedo is everywhere. I can't say how he's gotten under my skin.
Passhole.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. I'll just say it like that. So Dakota Johnson shared something interesting.
Who I love, by the way. She
Yeah.
is amazing.
And she had a few things to say about Pedro. And let me just get this. And that Park Place also did a great article on it, which ties into it. Come on, the internet for some reason is slow. We've had these big storms today. Okay, while it's doing that, I will load this up. So what happened was her new film, I think it's called The Minimalist, with Chris Pine and Pedro.
Chris Pine?
I believe it's Chris Pine. I believe. Because I heard it was The Minimalist. Damn it.
Chris Evans.
I thought it was Chris Pine. Is it Chris Evans?
Well,
Somebody, can y'all check if The
Yeah, I could be
Minimalist is
wrong.
with Chris Pines or Chris Evans?
It was one of the Chris's.
It's a Chris. It is a Chris. So she shared something about Pedro.
in life.
Oh. And how does Pedro and Chris Evans?
Oh, it's sort of a bit of a love triangle.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's funny.
Real quick before we move on, you know that Jimmy Kimmel was sitting there the entire time in his brain. Don't look down. Don't look
Oh,
down.
absolutely.
Don't look
Absolutely
down.
he was.
Don't look
There's no
down.
way his eyes
Don't
didn't
look down.
daughter.
Don't look down.
Because that is a hell of a dress she's wearing.
I know. I was like, don't look down.
I couldn't even hide it with my
Yeah.
glasses on.
That's pretty much his face. I can't look. I can't.
Yeah. He's like, damn it. Baseball.
Baseball. Nuns.
It's everything.
Nuns.
Grandma eating soup.
Naked midget grandma eating soup. There you go.
Now I'm confused.
It's
You
great.
had me till then.
It was really great, and I want to show everyone a clip. Here's
Whoa.
Dakota Johnson in Materialist. Take a look.
Wait a minute. What is this crap? Did I get the timestamp wrong? Hold on.
Did you play it after the bit, maybe? Or is it after this?
No,
I would
it's,
think it would be before.
it should be
So
before.
when they're showing like pictures or something. There it is. Yeah, that's what you did. Yeah.
I got the timestamp wrong. Damn it.
That's all right. We'll forgive you this time.
Thank you. There we go.
Just this
And it's
time.
cold outside.
Yeah.
Not like he forgot his pants.
Was he wearing pants?
No.
Wait, what?
Hold on. Yeah, I got to go further back.
You got to go a little further back.
I mean,
There you go. I think you should be good.
did you know either of them before making this movie?
I knew Pedro before. I didn't know Chris, but
Oh, okay.
Pedro and I were homies.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys hang out all the time.
We actually do hang out all the time
I have a
when
photo-
we're in the same place.
I have a photo of you at a Stevie Nicks concert.
Oh yeah,
Where was this?
in London.
Come on.
He's wearing that's my sweater.
I heard
He
this.
does
Now-
that a lot. He takes my clothes.
He does?
Yeah, he's like always underdressed.
Yeah.
So you do a little digging, and what you end up discovering is that, for whatever reason, Pedro seems to like to take women's clothes from his cast members.
Are we surprised by this?
I was a wee bit. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be after the glow stick incident, but Pedro Pascal's built a career playing tough, silent types, from smuggling children to safety across post-apocalyptic America to bounty hunting in a galaxy far, far away. But off-screen, his antics are starting to sound less like a Mandalorian and more like a fashion-obsessed roommate who never asks before borrowing. And it goes on to explain that he likes wearing ladies' outfits. Hey, Syndic.
You know, if he just came out as gay, like no one would be surprised, right? Like it's just, dude, just come out. Look,
we already know.
This is the safest time it's ever been to come out. Just come out, man. Just.
There is some some reason he will not do it. Look, I've heard from more than enough people that I trust that he is totally gay, and that's the only thing that makes logical sense why a woman would act the way that Dakota is here. Where you've heard women say, "Oh, he's safe."
Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah, that's basically code for gay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh no.
This was totally not me. I swear to God.
Oh, that's amazing.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Yeah, I'm tired of Pedro, and he has, I think, another 10 films that he's in. It's like, what the hell?
I again, I don't know when he became Hollywood's, go-to guy.
Is there nobody else in Hollywood?
Like, maybe you know what? Maybe he works cheap.
Heck, why not Tom Cruise? Brad Pitt? I'm waiting for F1 to come out.
Oh, I can't wait for F1. But no, I don't know. Like, there's plenty of actors out there. I don't know why he and Zendaya. I don't know why these people constantly get roles. Especially parts that they shouldn't even be in.
Yeah, maybe you answered your own question. All the women are like, they feel safe around Pedro. They're like, yeah, I'll take that gay guy, whatever.
Yeah, no, I get that, but there's plenty of gay actors. I mean, Matt Bomer is a gay actor. He's a good-looking dude. Why isn't he doing more things? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, Matt Bomer.
They seem like this is the weird time where it almost feels like that's the one thing that has backfired. That is like, if you are an openly gay actor, I bet you your straight parts have completely dried up.
Oh, yeah.
You think that's what it could be?
I think so. I think the politics have gotten in the way, and I think that's because that's the only thing that makes sense to me as to why Pedro wouldn't come out of the closet, is that he feels like it might actually hurt his chances at getting leading men roles. Because if you look at, like, who's offering, what's his face who was in Bros? That guy.
Yeah, but that guy's not a good actor either. I mean,
either way, but you don't see him playing straight roles. That's my anymore. You
I
never
know.
see openly gay guys playing straight parts anymore. It just doesn't happen.
Wasn't he in Gladiator? Doesn't that kind of fit?
What was that? Sorry.
Wasn't he in Gladiator? Doesn't that kind of fit?
I mean, yeah.
It's pretty gay.
But no, I mean, Tom, that's a solid point, because I'm like, I don't know any like fully openly gay guys that are getting like all these leading roles right now.
Yeah,
used to could, but not anymore. Yeah.
Nope. And then we had lastly, we also had Scarlett Johansson proves that she's got brains and beauty. Scarlett Johansson says she asked for her Thunderhugs EP credit to be removed.
No, I feel like there's something more to this story, man, because you don't ask to have your name taken off of a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
buy where she offered to return the check that she got from it. Yeah.
Well, I don't buy the reasoning that she
said she wasn't involved. That's her reasoning, that she said she wasn't involved.
Yeah, but nah. In Hollywood talk, that's not a solid reason. Like you always want your name attached to something, especially something big, even if you had nothing to do with it. So I think she's lying. There's some bullshit happening here.
I think there's still bad blood, and I think she's just because she's stretching for the point of I didn't have any involvement in it, and they're basically using my name. Is kind of the gist I'm getting from her.
You don't think it's the movie sucked, and I don't want my name attached to it?
That could be part of it too.
That could
definitely be a motivation behind it, but I still feel like there's some bad blood between them because I'm still not convinced that Black Widow was not going to come back, or that we couldn't have gotten at least one or two more movies that took place before the Avengers, like Black Widow did.
Oh, I'm convinced. I'm convinced now the character's not coming back.
Yeah, now she's not. You're 100% right. Like that ship has sailed, and everything went completely out the window when the lawsuit situation, and that was what I was getting to. Is ever since then, she has been on this constant, like, yeah, no, I'm done with that kind of shit. Basically,
she's literally said everything except fuck Disney at this point.
So I think this is probably a mixture of all those things that we just said, between this movie being horribly received. She might actually feel like they are kind of using her name, but I don't see her offering whatever check they probably gave her for being an EP.
What would they give her for that?
A real small payment.
Yeah, it couldn't have been that much.
$1 million, maybe tops. But here's the thing: she's never going to see any residuals because the movie will never make any money. So that's the only reason why now it's safe for her to come out and say, I don't want my name on it anyway, because it's not like the movie's ever going to bring her any money. If it had been a hit, I guarantee you she wouldn't be saying this, because she'd be like, oh, look, another $8 million in my bank account from that crappy Thunderbolts movie. Brilliant. You know, like,
and that's the other thing that, you know, we haven't even talked about yet. We could save it for another show, but a lot of deals these days for actors, they're doing less and less back end stuff than they've done before. Like, I think less actors are taking the back end because they know there is no back end anymore. They can't bank on it, so they want all their money up front.
What about Kugler Sinners? Didn't he get 25% of that?
Well, but that's a bit of a different.
That's
scenario.
different. Yeah, that's
see,
that's
this
Cooper.
is probably stemming from a deal that she made from probably back when, and this is what I'm saying. There probably was still an outstanding deal where she's listed as an executive producer because she probably had X amount of movies still left on her contract. That doesn't mean they're going to bring her back, especially after the Bad Blood, and she's probably not going to agree to come back. But I'm still not wholly convinced they weren't ever planning on bringing her back at one point. But yeah, that being said, yeah, I think that this is just her kind of posturing more than anything, like you guys were saying.
All right, I'm going to read super chats and then we'll wrap up. But my brother from another mother, Sindek, created this. He also does all the amazing videos and all the editing here. He created this on his X account. He wanted me to tell him.
I make that same face.
James Gunn is involved in Superman? I didn't know this.
I make the same face though when I hear that there's a all-you-can-eat shrimp buffet.
I think it's beautiful.
I'm on my way.
I think it's beautiful. All right, let me go through these super chats and we're out of here. Eric K, King of the Mods. Please, everybody, go thank him and Lord Thoth. Wonderful human beings. They're always here because they love what they're doing. You, chat. Hollywood has gotten a lot of women hurt thinking they can take a man in a fight, but cash checks that the body cannot handle. 100%. 100%. Corbin Dallas, great film. Member for 2 months, hail panel. God bless the USA. God bless the USA and God bless you. Thank you, Corbin. Release the McCracken. Member for 7 months, hail George, Tom, Dante, and Veer. Veer's here. Hope we can have her back. You got to come back and join us again. All right.
Hail George,
Love
man.
Skinny Puppy and Bauhaus. What about Nitzarab, Front 242? Yes? No?
I'll give them a listen, of course.
Oh, you should try them. They're great. Release the McCracken. Thank you for that. We also have Eric K for $5. Yes, Pedro is gay as Man of War. Neighbor of the Beast is large. That means Pedro is a super gay. Yep, I got it. Y'all are picking at each other. That's so funny. And
all he has to do is come out. Just come out.
That would be it. That would be it.
We already know.
Hold on. Graphic, I'll get right to you. Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast, member for 17 months. Eric's K's Gaydar so strong. It doesn't just clock you. It files his taxes as joint, reorganizes his closet by vibe, and summons a shirtless man named Diego to hand feed him organic strawberries. Ouch!
That's very specific.
Damn, how did you know? That is really.
Inside information.
Wow, that is very specific. Where did you go? Come on. Where? There we go. I wanted to. There we go. Okay, and now we have GraphWeb for $2. The most passionate and determined man on YouTube. For fuck's sakes, cancel Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I agree. And now they announced that Snow White is streaming on there. I don't even know why they announced it. It's like, what's the point? It's dead.
Well, they gotta try to make some money back on it. Something.
How? How do you make money from that?
I don't know. It's a loss. It's a straight loss. But
and why would you announce it? Like, why would you announce it? Just kind of slap it up there.
I just, okay, look, man, I have to think when you put so much money into something, you got to at least try to make your money back, or at least a little bit, right?
Okay. Try. That's a good one.
You learn your lessons, never hire Rachel Zegler ever again. But other than that, you got to try to make your money back.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, 400 million, right? With everything was the total cost. You got to try to make some of that back.
But you're not going to, except it seems like all they're being is just humiliated. Like it compounds, and every time it comes up, they just get laughed at more and more and more. So I was just like, yeah, maybe just leave it alone. But yeah, I see your point. It's a studio. What I want to know is this the end of her career? Because that's what I thought.
Dude, this might be the end of Disney, if we're being honest. I mean, overall, I don't know, like looking forward, what Disney's going to do. Lilo and Stitch did good. That's fine. Everything else is failing. So your movie makes $1 billion, but everything else you've made this year has sunk. Right. And Fantastic Four is probably not going to do that great.
No, I don't think so.
At best, they'll break even this year, but they're not. But they're not. They're not going to break even.
No. I don't think so. I don't think they'll be able to. No way. Now, I want to leave y'all with this one last thing from the riot, because I like to show people's true colors. For years, you had Antifa and a lot of leftists who are always talking about intersectionality and all the diversity, equity, and the DEI policies. Well, just like communists typically do, or Marxists, the second that they think that they don't need you anymore, they treat you like trash. And we discovered this last night in New York City, or yesterday, when they blocked traffic, and a woman was pleading with him that she needed to get to work. She had her kid in the car.
What about my kids? Look at this. That's what happens to my kids. But you can if you could just move off the land. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do? No, it's not.
How do you all as white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
Look at this line that you guys are causing. I'm not causing no problems. I'm not trying to.
Like I said, I hope a lot of people wake up, because the left always shows their true colors. They asked him point blank, you feel bad about stopping a black woman going to work? He's like, oh no, work. Like I said, they use people and then they move forward. Wow. We need a Les Grossman. Dante?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. No, I was saying that for them, it's like minority of the month, right? The way they treat people is basically like a flavor of the month. So for them, black people aren't the flavor this month. Right now, it's right. They have a new victim that they can like attach themselves to. It's fucking ridiculous, and we've all known that they're phonies and that all of their fake caring about this bullshit. They don't really give a shit. It's like when you see like gays for Palestine and shit like that. It's like really.
Go to Palestine, wave the flag.
You don't care that much about what's going on in Palestine. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see the Gremlin Greta? She had got like.
Didn't she get kidnapped by Somali pirates or some shit like that?
She didn't get kidnapped. Oh my God. She said kidnapped. I was kidnapped at the age of 7. You know that. Tortured for a year.
Well, I mean, the way that they're making it sound, you know what I mean?
55 hostages who are still remaining. 2 of them are American. They're kidnapped, but she said she was kidnapped. They fed them sandwiches, pulled over their boat, checked everything. Then supposedly, which I hope to God is true.
That's bullshit. I ain't got nobody to feed me sandwiches.
Well, go to the port, go try to go to Gaza and, say you're
go to Gaza, Tom.
Say you're with Greta Thunberg.
Bullshit.
The thing is she went back. She went back home and they greeted her like she was a superhero. I'm like, this gremlin. I'm sorry, Vera. I don't know if you like Greta or don't like Greta, but she just drives me crazy.
I think she drives everyone crazy.
I know, but it's just
It's
because
funny
she went
that you
from
call her
climate.
Gremlin.
She is
You
a
know
gremlin.
that girl Gremlin from Gremlins 2? Her name is Greta.
No,
Oh,
I
that's
didn't know
funny.
that.
I shit you not.
I did not know that.
Another
Greta Gremlin. That is life. That is beautiful. All right, everybody. Love you all. We're going to go around the horns. Everybody can tell us where they're at. Dante, where can everybody find you? What do you have coming up next?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Verbal Riot on YouTube, Rumble, and X. I just dropped a video on what might be the most racist video game to date.
I
It's a game called Reloaded. I just dropped the video last night, so be sure to watch it because I couldn't believe what the fuck I was watching. It's literally a video game about black people looting. So
it's welcome to
created by all white developers. So just watch the video. Other than that, I might or might not be on for VRL tomorrow night. I'm probably going to do it, but we'll see. But just keep an eye out for my coming soon.
All right. When I saw that, the first thing I thought, again, they show how racist they are, but it's odd because I was like, they should just put "Welcome to San Francisco," the game.
The game is called Reloaded, and there's nothing but black people on the cover of it.
And it says, but somebody responded to my tweet and says, "This is not stealing. This is justice. They are appropriating everything that was stolen from them." I was like, oh, yeah. All right, Tom, where can everybody find you? What do you got coming up next?
Looting a Walgreens in LA, evidently. I'll be on fanzines later talking about physical media. You can find me on Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark, and any place action figures are sold.
Cool. That is awesome. Vera, thank you for coming. Hope we can have you back again.
Anytime.
And,
Sorry for my voice today, but
No. Please tell everybody where they can find you and what you have coming up next.
so at Vera Vanguard on Instagram and everywhere, and this is at Apocalypse Love Movie. If you want to check it out and support indie filmmaker, there is physical media, physical DVDs and Blu-rays available on Amazon if you want to check that out. And if you're in Hollywood area, June 22nd, Dances with Films at 6:15. We'll be doing a full screening on the big screen at the Chinese Theater, TLC.
Oh, beautiful. I think, that's wonderful. Cool. All righty. Thank you, everybody. Please thank our moderators. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We will be back this Sunday. One of our special guests will be Warren Smith. He's coming back. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I will see you Sunday, Dante and Tom. Other than that, have a blessed week. Talk to you later.